Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties or something. I honestly thought that the snowstorm here in Ohio had knocked out the internet.
No, it's just my computer acting sassy as always. So
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, what were we talking about again?
I was you were talking about Nintendo.
Oh, yeah. So, I gave Nintendo a chance, and I've boiled it down to a basic equation, and everyone I've told this to, they agree with me, and I think you will too, Bridget. Nintendo is good if you want decent gameplay and an immaculate story with lovable characters and colorful visuals and things like that. Xbox is great if you want awesome gameplay, but kind of lackluster in the story and characters department. PS3 is great if you want something in between.
Yeah, I can for the most part agree with that. I think each system has its own advantages. I think that a lot of people who grew up around it and people who didn't see characters like Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi as kind of icons of this of gaming in general and the biggest thing for me is that my little cousins and my those are characters they can look up to and recognize. Unlike Xbox is great, but Xbox isn't something that I let my little cousins play for the most part because there's not much there for them. And although there's great multiplayer, I'll give it that. There's insane multiplayer, and even though you have to pay, was it's like $60 a year now. It's
Wow.
it's far surpasses like anything that I've played just because it has such a great chat system, just because it's got huge games, namely Halo and Call of Duty, and even though you experience some annoying 12-year-olds here and there, for the most part it's a good experience. I can't speak too much for Nintendo because, again, like I said, I haven't really played any of their games besides Super Smash Bros., which isn't really known for its great story. Um, but the thing I've noticed on PS3, and I'll tell you guys this, even though both of the Let's Plays I've done are PlayStation games, I have probably, before I started Let's Playing, had not touched my PS3 in a couple of years. And I was missing out. I went to the store on my birthday. I went to Best Buy and I took a huge chance. Well, now that I think about it, it wasn't a huge chance, but I got Uncharted 3, and that just introduced me to this whole new world of PlayStation 3 exclusives, like that I hadn't seen since PS2. And you know what? I think PlayStation 3 is the most visually beautiful. It has the most visually beautiful games that I've ever seen. Um,
And
my
yes,
one complaint, yeah, my one complaint about that is that one, the multiplayer, which is fine, and I'm glad you don't have to pay for that. That's awesome that they make that free. No friend codes. I do have a DS, and I know the whole thing about the friend codes and the dumb friend codes. Um, but honestly, I've thought a few times about getting a Wii, and the main part for me was, and this is because I didn't play games like Mario or Zelda or anything when I was little. I mostly just played the sports games. And the thing with the Wii was that it was so awesome when you first played it. When the launch year, when my friends got it for Christmas, we went over and we played that thing for like 24 hours straight. We were playing it and it was so awesome. And then after that, it kind of faded for
falls.
me.
See, that's the thing that I like about certain games on the Wii. Now, the really great games for the Wii, they don't have, well, they have motion control, but the difference is that they don't make that the main focus. They just make that a little extra thing, you know? Like the main gameplay mechanics are still, fighting or adventure, things like that.
Hmm.
Not, oh, move the Wii remotes up and down to run or something like that. You know?
Yeah, I think one of the main things for me was I grew up, my dad himself doesn't make video games, but my closest friend growing up, his dad is the CEO of a company called Neversoft who did, in the early days, they did Tony Hawk, was their biggest game, and they did a few things with Guitar Hero. They're doing a few things with Call of Duty now, but the biggest thing was they were always focused towards that PlayStation 1, and that's when they kind of launched. So it was like the cool thing when my dad's were was hanging out with his friends. He's like, "You got to get one of these." And so if that had been different, and my best friend's dad was like Nintendo man doing his stuff, then that would have been different. But that just is kind of the spawn of my bias.
Yeah. I mean, okay, Nintendo and plus just Japan in general, they've always been a very visually appealing culture, for lack of better words. Like, even if you look at some of their cartoons, like, look at anything directed by Hayao Miyazaki, it is freaking amazing. Beautiful to look at, and usually very good and story oriented. You know, their video games, on the other hand, yeah.
I, and especially in main time in middle school, was fascinated with the kind of culture of Japan. Could call me a weeaboo for lack of a better term if you are familiar with that terminology. I was kind of obnoxious about it, and it was just so interesting to me, especially their art style, which kind of got me into it. And it was unlike these American cartoons, which I loved to death, but it was, I don't know how to describe it, something different. And I have played one game, Okami, which was mainly kind of a Wii kind of game, but since I didn't have a Wii, I just got it for PlayStation 2. And I loved that. And even though I'm pretty sure that's Capcom, and that's not, that's kind of the closest that I got to that whole kind of genre.
Oh yeah, I mean, Capcom had a subsidiary called Clover Studios. They're not in operation anymore, but I'm really sad about that because they made really great stuff. Like for instance, Okami. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of sad. And plus, Capcom's been under a lot of scrutiny lately. That really does make me sad because they're the creators of Mega Man, one of the most classic series of all time. I mean, seriously, try to find any fan of video games who's not played Mega Man and doesn't like it.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. I Yeah, with this era of kind of one sequel after another kind of coming out, it's kind of cool when you see something fresh like that, and I think that's one of the reasons why they're kind of getting trouble, but a lot of companies are getting kind of trouble right now because they know it works. They know it
The
works.
economy. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
even
coughed.
Insomniac, even as terrible as the Ratchet and Clank games they're putting out are, they know what works and they know it's going to make them money. So they're not going to take a huge, tremendous risk right now. And I think even though we're kind of sad about that, wouldn't you rather have that than have them go out of business? Because
Well, yeah.
then you're not getting anything.
I got some of the saddest news ever about a month ago, though. I found out that Hudson Soft had gone out of business. I mean, you're all familiar with Hudson Soft. You've played at least some of their games. They were a great company. I can't imagine the reason why they would, lose so much business that they would have to shut their doors forever. I just
Yeah,
can't picture that.
it's tough, and again, I've kind of heard it from the people I know, and in this kind of economy, a lot of companies are being forced to kind of, I don't want to say sell out, but they kind of are selling out just to stay alive almost.
Oh, there's plenty of
Um,
sellouts. Oh, don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
I mean, for lack of a better word, they are sellouts, but uh, yeah, that's just kind of how it's become now. So
Okay, let's move off something less depressing. Let's talk about TV. Okay, what are some like animes or cartoons that you like to watch? I don't know. Some.
Um, well, I used to be a big anime person, and I don't watch a lot of it anymore, but well, the one thing that I do keep up with is Soul Eater. It's not ongoing, but the comics are, and it's become so retarded. But I still read that. I don't really watch a ton of TV except for when I'm doing homework and I just can't just do my homework and I have to be doing something else. I'll turn on like Boomerang or something. I'll watch Pokemon, old Pokemon on that because it's just so cheesy. It's really funny to watch.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
watch the old Scooby Doo's on that just for the same reason, for nostalgia, and it's they're
Yes.
pretty cheesy. New cartoons. I used to watch a show called Young Justice. So I don't know what happened. It's getting kind of dumb, so I don't really watch that
Yeah.
anymore. But I did have my phase of superheroes shortly after. I had my Japanese middle school kind of thing going on, so I do still like to watch a lot of that. Read a lot of Batman comics. Watch those movies a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV myself, but if there's one show that I will never say no to watching an episode of, it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. I
Oh
freaking love that
yeah.
show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I
I love
mostly
that
like
show.
it because, well, A, it's just all around good, but it has respect for your complexities and intelligence. It's not, ooh, a cartoon, it's happy. No, you
Mhm.
see people die, you see the hardships they go through. It's basically a cartoon of World War II Europe.
Yeah, I adore that show, and I just even since when I was watching it in elementary school, waiting for the new episodes, it's great because it can appeal to such a wide variety of people. You've got my little cousins who are 6 and 10 at the moment, and they love it. And their mom lets them watch it because people's heads aren't flying off or anything. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you've got college students and high school students like me, and we just love it because there's a mature element to it too. You've got your, and especially in the new series, you've got your little love triangles for those kind
Oh,
of
jeez.
people. Then you've got your fight scenes for those kind of people. It's just
Yeah.
such a wide variety.
I think my favorite episode was probably the saddest episode ever. It's the episode where Uncle goes to visit his son Liu Ten at his grave, and he starts singing Soldier Boy. It
Yeah.
it made me so sad, and plus that whole bit at the end. You all know that famous image in honor of Mako. That made me so sad. I legit cried at that.
Yeah, that was that. Besides that part, that was a fun episode. I remember because it was like all those kind of mini following people around kind of ones, and then there was that part at the end. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
remember that.
yeah. I always liked Uncle. He was my favorite character, by far.
I don't really know. I think as a kid, I just liked Aang, but now I don't really know. I can't really name a favorite character that well. I like Toph. She's pretty cool.
Ah, yeah. 'Cause it sounds like tough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. What are some movies that you like to watch? I mean, we might as well just talk about everything. We're not on a time limit here or anything like that. Okay, I wouldn't say that. That's not going to go on for three
Yeah,
hours, but you know.
I could probably talk for 3 hours straight, but I right now I watch a lot of The Dark Knight. I love what. Oh, great. Okay, I thought my computer was doing something again.
Oh no.
I love what Christopher Nolan's done with Batman so much, and I can't say this enough because you've got cheesy old Batman, and then Christopher Nolan makes him this huge badass, and he's the second movie with Heath Ledger. That was so awesome. That was so
Yeah.
awesome. I can watch that movie over and over again. I will never get bored, and it's it's so awesome because you've got so many movies coming out now that are like 3 hours long at least. That's like become the new standard. And most of them, I'll be sitting in the theater, I'll be sitting here, and I'm like, when's this gonna end already? This has been going on too long. Um, Another movie that I watched just recently was the new Bourne movie, which I was very iffy about because Matt Damon wasn't in it, and I like Matt Damon, but it was actually pretty good. Pretty good. I enjoyed that. I saw Ted. That
Oh,
wasn't that great of a
don't.
movie, but it was pretty funny.
It was okay. I can understand. How do you have a complex story revolving around a teddy bear? But yeah, I mean Seth MacFarlane really is funny. Um, this may sound a little weird, but the most recent movie that I watched that I really enjoyed, you guys are gonna laugh, Contagion. Um, yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. I actually finished watching it today. It was surprisingly, I looked up some stuff about it. It is very scientifically accurate. That disease in the movie, how it originated, the cellular structure they explained, that disease really exists, and it really did cause an epidemic. But just not on 27 million people, not that global scale. There were like 200 cases or something like that in Somalia or some random place.
Yeah, that's. I actually hadn't seen that movie. I saw the ads when it was first coming out, but I don't like TV. I don't watch a lot of movies. We go and see a lot of movies over the summer. We didn't really this summer, but that's like the main time that I watch movies because they're like very low on my priority list. I'll see a movie that I really, really want to see. And I'll be like, oh, we gotta go see that movie. And then time just flies and it won't be in theater anymore. And like, I wanted to see Perks of Being a Wallflower so bad.
Oh
And then
wow.
my brother went and saw it with all his like 12-year-old friends, and then I'm like, well, I can't go see this by myself. So I just decided to wait, and I'm a sucker for those kind of movies.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Bit of a weird question. Well, it's not really weird. It's just kind of random. Bridget, how old are you?
I am 16 years old.
Awesome. Yeah, that's just something I've always kind of wondered. Like,
Yeah, I'm 16 and I still play Sly Cooper in my free time, and I am proud.
yeah. I'm 15. I still do the same thing. I'm very happy with myself. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to the kids at my school, and they'll be like, we'll be talking about maybe Fallout or something like that everyone plays, or the Elder Scrolls series, and then they'll just be like, yeah, what other games do you play? Sly Cooper, and they'll just be like, huh? And they just
What
don't
was
even
that?
know.
What's
I'll
that?
be like, what planet are you from? Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Um, no, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, one of the big reasons why I like talking to other people like Bridgie here is because all my stupid friends ever talk about is Call of Duty and Borderlands and Black Ops and oh my god, it's just an infestation.
No, the yeah, I've never been a big Call of Duty person. I did play it back in the Modern Warfare days. Used to play with my best friend at the time and my brother, and we never really played online. So, but beyond that, I am not one of those Call of Duty people. And my friends, I'm fortunate enough to be the reason some of my friends play video games, so they kind of follow it in my footsteps. If that makes sense. So they've played Sly Cooper, they played Ratchet and Clank. I can talk to them about it, but then yeah, like any of the guys that I talk to, Call of Duty, Skyrim, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of relate to that. I mean, I have this one friend, Miguel. He's a total Xbox fanboy. All he ever does is play Call of Duty. And one day he was over at my house. He picked up a game. He's like, "What's this?" Well, it's Epic Mickey on Wii. I don't think I want to play this. No, 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 man. You really want to play this? It's really good. And he played it. He didn't do anything good. He didn't return Small Pete's ship log. He burned everybody. He melted them all. He threw them in the thinner. He destroyed everything. But he had a total blast. It was weird. It was like watching, some sort of terrorist go to town on New York.
No, you should see me when I play games like that. I will play games like Grand Theft Auto not to do the story. I don't care how good the story is. I'll run around and I'll shoot people and beat up the cops and try to drive away and crash my car into stuff. No, I don't know what it is. Like my inner, like mentally insane kind of person that I just am allowed to be like that when I'm playing a game like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I don't
what
know
it
why.
is about that.
I don't know why. I can never bring myself to do that. Like when I'm playing Epic Mickey, I have to help everybody because if I don't, I feel bad. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gremlin. I didn't mean to destroy your house.
Yeah, I'm like the total opposite when I play games. I'll feel like that in real life. I'm like, I gotta help everyone. I gotta make everyone happy. But once I'm doing that, I can kill whoever I want. I can burn down their house if I want. It's just,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez. Well, on that very cheerful note, I'd say that's a good place to end the interview here. So, I don't know who I'm going to interview next, but trust me, I'll find somebody. So, this has been Chillity27.
And I'm Bridget, aka Blazefur.
And this was Let's Interview. So be sure to check out Bridget's channel or mine if you haven't already. Hint, hint, wink, wink, subscribe. Shameless plug. And be sure to subscribe to Bridget as well. She's awesome Let's Player, and she's actually kind of pretty. Alright,
Thank you.
Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.